Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the debut episode of the In My Father's House podcast. I'm your host, Rhea Stevenson, with my co-host.
I'm Ruel Stevenson.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this debut episode. We're thankful for each and every one of you.
All right, guys. So today we're beginning, as Rhea said, our launching, and everybody pretty much was asking about it. Everybody wished they had it, and guys, we're focusing on literally providing simple conversation, but with deep topics. Especially in 2022, you know, there are a lot of people today that they're growing up without a father, whether it be a young lady or a young man. Our goal is to simply share our journey. Me being a young father, and of course, Rhea being a young woman growing up, we will tell of our stories, and then from time to time, we will actually invite fathers, daughters, even sons to share.
And even mothers.
Yes, and mothers. Yes, of course. Thank you. To share their journey and their story. I believe that is something that we definitely need to have a conversation about, because a lot of times in speaking to people, I found that a lot of young ladies didn't know their fathers. A lot of young men didn't know their fathers, and they grew up with their mothers. And I gotta say, shout out to moms. Hey, moms. Thank you guys so much, for all the hard work that you guys have done. But, in a society today where men have dropped the ball, especially when it comes to their children, I'll share my story. Again, Ray will share hers. The vision is wide. Literally, I got this concept from. Actually, I think, I actually got the concept from speaking to a cousin of mine, and I was sharing the idea of, or the journey that Ray and I have actually had since she was born. And, we have had a lot of great moments. I mean, I'm really pleased to be her father. And I couldn't ask for a better daughter. I'm not just saying that, guys. Literally, I've been blessed to have two beautiful daughters. And of course, this is my go-to, my partner and everything. So when I approached Rhea with the idea of actually starting a channel to help foster that conversation with young women, young men, fathers, mothers, she jumped at it. She jumped at it. Even so much that the name that we came up with, the host actually was the one that actually. You want to tell about how you got the name?
There wasn't really much story to it. I think we were just deciding on a name, and I know it was, of course, with Dad being my dad. I wanted it to kind of be tailored to that, but in still being focused, of course, on our Heavenly Father. So then I thought of the verse "In My Father's House," and I was like, I like that. And then you can tell your part of how we confirmed the name.
Okay. So it's so crazy, right? So what was the name I came up with? Daddy's daughter, or
something like that.
Daddy's daughter or something. And I like that name because it's my daughter and I. Since I've always been in her life, of course, and so I like the fact of Daddy's daughter or something. But then Ray came up with this. She only came up with one name, just one name, not two or three. There was no other option. In My Father's House. And the day, well, I said, okay, no, I'll just write it down for reference and everything. But I wanted to go with my name because I think my name was more. It was nice, you know what I mean? You talk about daddy and daughter and everything. And one day I woke up in the morning and I started to actually read the Bible and do my morning devotion and everything. And the thought would not leave me. It would not leave me. It's like this phrase in my head, in my Father's house, in my Father's house, in my Father's house. And I literally went to pick up my phone and type in, you have to edit this, Rhea.
That's fine.
In my Father's house, Bible. And literally, right?
No.
No. It's not Bible actually. It's in my Father's house, and it came to the verse John 14:2. In my Father's house there are many mansions, and here was Jesus actually speaking about in his Father's home there's many mansions, and I'm like, I was flabbergasted. I was like, what? I gotta call Rhea. No, this is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm all excited, like, I'm gonna call Rhea, I gotta call Rhea. Oh man, this is awesome, you know what I mean? And I'm calling her like about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I couldn't get her. calling her all day, couldn't get her. I'm all excited, like, man, I gotta tell her. I went over by my client, I gotta tell Rhea. So finally, Rhea calls me back, like I think it's the afternoon or the next day or something.
No, it was afternoon.
It was after.
It was the same afternoon.
It was like in the afternoon. And I'm like, Rhea, man, I've been calling you all day. And she's like, what's going on? I was like, look, the name in my father's house, we need to keep that name. And I was like, do you know it's in the Bible? It's in the Bible. And she's like, Dad, I know. That's why I chose it. She's like, that's why I chose it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so I'm the one on this like cloud 11 or whatever. And she's just all cool and collective. Like, yeah, Dad, I know. That's why I chose it. And I'm like, seriously? But it's so crazy though, right? That she came up with a name and I got the revelation literally later on. So, you know what I mean? Ever since that, we've been on the move in terms of like, hey, and Rhea, I gotta say she's very phenomenal when it comes down to what we want to do with the channel itself, how we want to bless people. Do you want to talk about some of the future plans or?
I mean, of course, we have a few topics that already came to mind, but of course, feel free to leave down in the comments below different comments, topics, questions, anything you have, and we'll definitely be more than open to going over it. We do want you guys to feel, involved because this is a group effort. It's not just about us. And so it's a communication both between us, but between everyone. And so we definitely want you guys involved as well. We have, like Dad mentioned earlier, a couple soon to come guests that we do want involved, professionals who can give their insight, pastors, different people we want who can give better insight than maybe I or maybe Dad can give.
So then also, the topics, like, guys, we're gonna deal with I wouldn't say controversial topics because I just think it's topics. There are things that definitely we need to talk about, and we will tackle almost every single thing that there is to talk about. Especially, so you're gonna hear from an adult, and then you're gonna hear from a young adult, and eventually we will have a next cast member in light to come. But we want to deal with every single thing, guys. And I believe that, it's time to have that conversation. It is time to be open-minded. That's the nice thing to a lot of people today. They believe because if you take a stand here or there, that it's hatred or anger. Guys, one thing we will never promote is hatred or one class above an X or something like that. We will never promote that. We're for everybody pretty much. All right, all of us have been placed here on earth, and I believe that if somehow we can work together as a unit, cohesive unit, we can accomplish many things. Right? And so, any other things?
I think that's all. So, with that being said, like I mentioned earlier, thank you guys again for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe so you can be a part of this journey with us. And don't forget to share with your family and friends who you believe can be blessed from this, because that's all we really want to do. We just want to bless everyone and reach everyone and, just be a blessing in this crazy, crazy world that we live in.
Yeah. So guys, I got to really repeat what Rhea said. Please subscribe, let's make this go viral. We make everything go viral. You know what I mean? From dances to shakes to whatever it may be. But something that will be positively bless someone else's life. Let's take this to the sky, the moon and beyond, right? Share with everybody. Truly share with everybody, and let them, whether it be a single father, single mother, a child who never knew their father or their mother, or those that have both parents, right? Please, we want this to go all over the globe because, again, we're trying to meet and impact as much people as we can. So, guys, we love you. We really care for you. Make your comments, suggestions, topics that you want us to discuss. We're very much open to sharing any viewpoints that we may have. All right?
We love you all. Goodbye.
Bye.